Hello and welcome back to Stranded Deep, welcome back to the map editor, and welcome back to this island we are creating. We are on the PC version of the game, the Steam version of the game, and I'm just going to run through the controls for everyone who's new here. They are W to go forward, S to go back, A to go left, D to go right, Q to go down, E to go up, and if we find an area of ground, we can pull out an aeroplane. And press R to rotate, T to transform, C to copy or clone, delete, deletes, and if you have something selected and press F, that focuses. If you have something smaller and press F, that focuses closer. It's done on the size of the object. Speaking of objects, there are a few things we need to note. The camera does not have constant velocity. As you get closer to the island mesh and any objects, the camera will slow down. If you have a bunch of objects stacked up together, the camera will slow down significantly and look as if you have lag. Let's go over here and see if we can force that to happen because there are a bunch of objects here. Let's see. You're not going to do that. Oh yeah, there it goes. Just herking and stuttering around. It's a little bit of a strange thing. Can you do anything about it? No, that's just how the map editor works. Your brain kind of tunes it out when you're in the map editor yourself, but if you're watching, say, a YouTube video, then yes, it looks like we've got lag, but we don't. Anyway, the last thing is this terrain. The terrain with the 3 brushes. We got the smooth height, we got the set height, and we have the raise and lower height. We have the amount slider, so if you're going around the island smoothing the sand, with the amount slider cranked all the way up, and then you hit raise and lower, forget that the amount slider is cranked, have the raise or even lower selected and left clicked but once. You'll have a spike all the way up into orbit, and then the International Space Station will crash into your island and everyone will be sad because everyone loves the International Space Station, at least until 2030. Anyway, always have the amount slider cranked down because there is no undo in the game, and also save often because if you do make a mistake then you can just reload. Anyway, we always have objects selected, so terrain and objects. And now what that does is if we have an object selected, terrain, objects, now we have nothing selected and we can't damage our map by accidentally or lazily clicking anywhere. Good. That is to say that last time we were going around the island and we were putting in palm trees, we were putting in stones, little rocks, physics objects, and we were putting in young palms. So we have a few of the resources now on the island that the player is going to need. We got rocks, here they are. We got the little fibrous leaves, the palms, they will regrow, but the big palms won't. Once a player has chopped these down, that's it, game over. It's game over, man. What we are going to need to do is go around putting in resources. Now, what I really want to do is test the island again, because we've done so much work to it, and there are some worries that I have. I always worry that there's just not enough stuff to do on the island, or that it looks a little bit sparse or bare. Now we have a bunch of cool, very big things. We have the groins, which holding the sand on the beach. We have the airplane, I was going to say shipwreck. It's not a shipwreck. The airplane crash there. We have the nature walk over here, but then the island gets a little bit low and a little bit sandy. Yes, sure, you can build stuff here if you want, but it just feels a little bit open. I don't know. Maybe I'm just worrying for the sake of worrying. I'm a worrier. I do like worrying. Anyway, resources. So, up in the items, we have a bunch of physics objects, and we can put them around the island. But wait, there is genuinely more. The physics objects are going to require processing power in order for them to exist on your island. Physics objects and animals. Animals are worse. The more animals you have, the slower your island is going to run. The more physics objects you have, the slower your island is going to run. So you might want to go light on the old objects. Anyway, we have a bunch of things. So what we're going to do is start off with sticks. So we'll go and find the ST. Wood stick. There we go. Why is it under the S's and not the W's? Well, it's just easier to find there. So I'm going to do is just drop some wood sticks around. In fact, no. Let's get rid of that a hot second. Oh, what are we doing here? There is something that we do need to put in, and I'm not entirely sure where it is. Yeah, these are all the physics objects. Right, it's gonna be with driftwood. CD, there it is, driftwood. Driftwood is not a physics object, but it is a resource. And it is under the trees. I'm going to put these around at various places on the island. Oh, gives the player a bunch of sticks. Free, but it also allows them to chop things up and gives them a reason to be in certain areas. We're also going to do a little rotate, just so it kind of doesn't look like we just pulled a bunch of stuff out of the toolbox. Where else? Oh, over here will be quite nice. There we go. Just gonna skirt around the outside of the island. But what we're probably going to need to do is put some other resource plants there. We can focus on the items and the plants in I'd say in a moment, but that's the whole video. The whole video? Yes, it's the whole thing. Did that. Okay. So what can you do with resources? Well, you can give the players things that they can use, but you can also, where do I want this one? Let's put you there. There we go. You can also make the players go places. Really? Yeah. This bothers me. This little peninsula bothers me. I'm going to have to fix that at some point, but that's not what we're doing here. Yeah, you can make the players go places. I'm going to close items for a hot second, and we're going to go find the yucca. PP yucca. Yucca tree. Yucca tree is an interesting one. It will give the player fibrous leaves. It's a very useful plant in the game, but I'm going to want the player to explore, and I'm also going to want the player to go specifically to specific places. This area here doesn't have much going for it. This little outcropping of land. But if we put a yucca plant here and then rotate it so it's kind of vertical, not only does it add a little bit of greenery to this area here, which already has the greenery up here, but it also adds a resource that the player can come back and grab. Then we have a limited number that we can use in the world, and we also have to make sure that the bottom, because it's not, is actually put into the ground. There we go. Done. Done, done, done. Yes, I think we were getting ahead of ourselves with the loose physics objects. Let's do the same here. Are you in the ground? You are in the ground. Oh, wonderful. So there are two yucca plants here and here, which suddenly makes this area much more likely to have player foot traffic in it. I'm also going to put one... where are we going to put it? I'm going to put it over here. Over here. I kind of want it to be over here. I'm just kind of wondering where we put it. Like, I think here will be okay. Yeah, here's definitely okay. Right. Let's do that. T, drop you down into the sand. Okay, that's neat. Because even if they chop the trees down, that's the main concern. So we might need to put something here. Actually, yeah, that is a concern. I'm going to get rid of you from there, and I'm going to move you. I'm going to move you to here. Oh, yep. Let's just do this. T transform. Pop that down because that is definitely floating a little bit too high. Rotate so it's more vertical. Praise the sun. Plants like praising the sun. That feels better. So if they chop down the palm trees, there isn't just a yucca standing by its own on the beach. You've got to keep in mind that the players are going to try and demolish as much of the island as possible. We also don't have much going on in here, so we should probably do something with that. And don't really have much going on in here. So if we want the players to go over the top, we can. Now, the trouble with putting a yucca here is that the leaves might end up in nooks and crevices, but it might be a good idea to put one on the top. Seriously? Yes, it might be a good idea to put one on the top, just so that the... Oh, tree, get out of my way. Just so the player actually has to come up here and do stuff. Explore. Yeah, encourage them to explore. Okay, cool. T, knock that down a little bit. That should be okay. I think it'll just... Yeah, that should be fine there. Terrain objects, we got nothing selected. Where else have we got yuccas? Well, we've got one not here, which is good. So what we can do is put one here, which encourages people to come to this island. So these resources will regrow. They can take the leaves off, and then eventually the leaves will come back, and it's like every 6 days, I think. Cool. Nice terrain objects. Good. Excellent, excellent. Excellent. So we've done over there. Kind of want players to... I mean, they're going to be in these woods anyway. I think we need different resources in here. So what else? I kind of have a feeling over here, actually. Yep. Now, in terms of fibrous leaves, the player can't have too many. It's not one of those resources the player can just have too much of. You give them too much clay, you can give them too many rocks, but in terms of fibrous leaves, because they're used for just about everything, it's definitely something that they could stand to have a lot of. I am looking at these places. I'm just looking to see if we can just add... Yeah, here would be quite nice. Okay. I mean, once this is mined out, that's going to be a bit of an empty area of beach, but it's not right next to the trees, so that's fine. Okay, I think we're kind of good. We can do... I do think we need one up here somewhere. Well, what about here? Oh. Yeah. Okay. That's perfect. Okay, cool. Let's get out of there. Any more for any more? Well, we've got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We don't have any here. I think, yeah, one in here would be quite good. So let's do this, but I don't want it to be on its own. I don't want it to be on its own. R to rotate, so we are going to throw a little rock in here. Little objects. So we have rocks. Big rock, please. I'm just going to put you here. There we go. It's a nice big old rock, so you can come and jump and play on that if you want. That's neat. That's neat, that's neat, that's neat. And I'll do the same thing there. Just give it a little rotate. Let's drag that in. So this area is a little less open and sparse. I think that's a good idea. Good. Right. Cool. Now those aren't the only plants that we've got that we need to put in. Got the aloe. Aloe vera. Where are we going to put this? Well, I think we can put one here. I'll turn, because it does have that sort of Rocky Mountain way vibe. What about? Oh, do we need to sort this out? No, this should be all right. We got one down there already. I'm not entirely sure I like the placement of this one, but that's fine for the time being. These don't regrow, so once you've picked the fruit, that's it. That's definitely it. Aloe, right. A nice thing, so you can come out here and pick that if you go and visit the radar tower. But what about, I think, yeah, something along here would be quite good, just as you're going up. Just a little thing to explore and find. So let's put one over here. So I'm putting them in places where they're not going to be near the yucca, essentially. So the yucca is one resource, and this is a different resource. This is something you pick, and then essentially you plant. Now we could put it here, and that would be fine just to have it on the beach. We've got one over there, though. I don't want too many resources. I don't mind having another one up here, actually. I genuinely don't mind that. I think this is a good environment for them. Okay, cool. Let's do that. And that should be fine. So we have, what do we got? Yucca, palms. Oh, we've actually just hit the max for aloe vera, which is fine. So all of these ones are now non-resources, except for 3 ficus trees. We could put more down if we want. Those are the ones that can be mined away. Got the tato plant. Ooh, the tato plant. What are we going to do with the tato plant? I think we're going to put some in. Just in, like, randomly in the area. Or what do? They give you fruit in the form of potatoes, which can give you nice bit of vodka. Yeah, a little bit of vodka. I'm going to put them in the woods. There we go. What else? I think we should put a few more down. I'm just looking for places. Yeah, the woods. There we go. One here. So if you're looking for potatoes, they're in the woods. Little rotate, maybe? Rotate the potato. Cool. We got the lava. That don't do nothing. It doesn't? No, it's pretty much decorative. I think you might be able to farm it. There are definitely a limited number that you can put into the world. The lava. Yeah, you can put them on the wall. The trouble is the cavern is so absolutely humongous that putting it on the wall doesn't really do much in the way of decoration. You can kind of slap them here and there, but it's not going to do too much. There's no vines or palms. I put one there. That's nice. And then we can sort of... I think these upper walls are okay. I'm going to do what I was planning on doing anyway. And let's find the cocoa bush. Yeah, cocoa bush. And then just kind of like to rotate. A little bit of greenery in here. Might be a little bit careful. Just a bit here and there. What I don't want is to accidentally have it poking out the top like a crazy thing. So we'll push that back into the rock. Just a little bit of green in here. Nice big, essentially brush of green. I'm looking along here. I think up here as well. That might be a nice idea. It's this way round. T to transform. Push it in with green toggle. Yeah, I don't want it poking too far out. I don't want anyone to get snagged. Get like sails snagged or anything. But yeah, this was always the plan. Always the plan. Yep, always the plan. Just to add a little bit more green in here. Just a little bit. Okay. What we might do then... Let's pop one up here. And give it a little rotate. Okay, cool. What I'm going to need to do is actually go around to the top. Let's hold down shift and get out of there. Just make sure nothing's poking through the side. It shouldn't do. It's not. That's a tree. And everything else up here is fine. It would be sort of down here on this join. Nope. I think we're okay. I think we're fine. Okay, cool. So this is a little bit more... It's a little greener on the inside. The plants, the lava is basically like if you're going to put it anywhere, you got to put it where players can actually see it. I suppose we could put a PP in here as well. Pine PP. Somewhere where the player can actually reach it. Sort of up here, I guess. Yep. And then put more lava in here. So, can you plant the lava? Yeah, I think you can. I think it's definitely something you can do. But... no, I think that's it. But it really has not much in the way of, like... use? Because it was just a placeholder. It was a placeholder and then they went, well, we're not going to do much more with the game anymore. Oh, alright. I'm just finding an area where it can go in, because it's going to hang off the edge of that geometry. Alright, fine. I think we only get a limited number anyway. We're getting quite a few of them. Let's see. It just is what it is, I'm afraid. I'm afraid. Oh, you're afraid? You will be. Wow, we can put a lot more in than I thought. This is crazy. Absolutely insane. I think what I might do is use that somewhere else, though. Somewhere else? Yeah, like slap on the beach. Boop. Why? How many more can we put in? This is wonderful, of course, but... Alright. It's insane. I've done this before and it hit the item limit. Oh, there you go. Anyway, PP. PP. Right. Well, we put one PP in a place where we can actually, or where the player can actually reach it, which is up there. The rest is web lover. Oh, but wait. You want to encourage the player to walk around and explore the island? Yep. Put it in a place where the player has to go and explore the island. Yeah, like there. Oh, wonderful, wonderful. And here. Ah, also wonderful, 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 wonderful. Yeah, the player is going to need to go around exploring for the PP. And we're putting it in places where the player might actually go and find it. But wait, there's more? Mm-hmm. Yep. Of course there's more. Pop that there. Yeah, we can put as many medical plants as we like in terms of this stuff, because, well, the more the player walks around and goes and finds things, the better it is for our island. Neat. Okay, over here as well. Yeah, this weird little, like, medical grove of stuff. I don't mind putting it there either. What about over here? Yeah, don't mind. Max reach, done. Done. So, we haven't put down max potat. We could put down a few more potat. Oh, wow. I mean, I don't mind this. It does encourage the player to go and do more farming. Okay, what about over here? We've put potat down here. By putting it near rocks, by putting it near features, it also makes it easier for the player to find. So if you put it next to a tree or you put it next to something that you've obviously placed, and the player's like, oh, look at this. Look at this. It's a thing. Okay, cool. So we got PP. We have Wild Lava, which is decorative, but whatever. We have potat. We haven't put down Kwawa. Kwawa and Kura. Now they fixed the fruit bug, because before what would happen is you put fruit down and the fruit would just it would disappear. It would literally rot on the vine and then disappear, and that was it. So what we'll do is we'll put them where the ficus trees are. Oh, really? Yep. In the ficus tree zone. I know what's missing. It's like, what is missing here? It is... I'm hitting the wrong toggle. I want the blue one. Okay, cool. Yeah, the ficus tree zone. So if you can encourage people to look at the ficus trees for fruit, I know we just put one in the woods, but it does mean that, again, we're just encouraging people to explore, but it's like fruit and medical, ficus trees. The forests are where the aloe vera happens to be. I don't think we can do much more here. It would be quite nice to have one just kind of growing out the rock, maybe. There we go. Is that actually in the rock? It's kinda. You don't want it too close to another object, because sometimes the fruit might be hard to pick. Really? Yes. Sometimes the fruit actually is insanely hard to pick, just because of the proximity to objects, which is why you have to test the island. It's one of the things you will end up testing. Right. Why don't we put something over here, because I don't think we got much going on here. Let's put it here. There we go. Got some fruit on the island. Oh, got some fruit on the island, my lord. Yes. And over here? I think so. Right. Was that max reach? No, not quite. We are going to want, so the Kura. There's going to be up under K. Kura is a much bigger plant. I think actually before we do Kura, we've got to do the pine saplings. Because that's what's missing from our woods. I was like, there's something missing here. Yes, the pine saplings, another resource plant. Another one that doesn't respawn. So give it a spin, T, and just drop it down to the ground. Drop it down to the ground, give it a spin. These things are going to be vertical anyway, so T, drop it to the ground, give it a spin. And we could put a bunch of these in, actually. Let's make sure it's vertical, T in the ground, give it a spin. Spin it because otherwise they just end up like looking like you've placed them directly from the toolbox. Okay, give it a spin. Oh, that'll spin, that'll spin, that'll spin. Okay, and we'll do the same thing over here. A little spin. There we go. What about here? Yep. Let's do this. A little spin. T, just drop it down a little bit. Make sure it is actually in the ground. Oh, suddenly the forest is coming to life. Now, I don't tend to take out these smaller plants when I'm playing on an island because I want these as decoration. But some people will. Because, you know, some people will just harvest every single thing that they can get their hands on. Why? Why not leave your home untainted, unharvested? But, yeah, people are going to do that. You can't account for what players will do once they're on your island. They will do whatever they want to do, I'm afraid. Why do you keep saying I'm afraid? It's a... you're not actually afraid of anything. It's just a colloquialism. It's just something people say. We do have some pines over here. So give it a little spin. And then I'm going to put some more pines in anyway, because there's actually 2 models. Would you normally... like... No, at this point you can just... If it feels right, just slap it in the hole. That's literally what you do. If it feels right, just pop it in. If it doesn't look right, then delete it. Spin that. Okay, cool. Cool. Do one over here as well. Right, the other pine sapling, which is a much bigger model. It is. Yeah, it is. And we'll put these in. Hadn't realized. I'd forgotten how big the second model is. I think one is 1 stick and the other one's 2 sticks? Something like that. Put you in, give it a spin. Nope, that selected an object behind it. Okay. So yeah, it goes from a kind of an empty area to a much more busy area. Let's get. I want the camera to move. Move, camera, please. Please, I implore you. Spin. Do the same thing there. Give it a little spin. T, push it down to the ground. So even though we've got 2 plants that are basically the same next to each other, it doesn't look like that is the case. Wonderful. Good. Suddenly creating forest. Suddenly. Right. Nope. I'll spin. Excellent. Same thing here. I'm just following the lines of the cliffs and the rocks and everything. It'll drop down, train an object so we don't have nothing selected. And we can put quite a few of these in. If the players don't like them, they can just chop them away. Chop them away. Right. Boop. It feels good to get to this point in the map editor. And it feels good to get to this point because you know the map's almost done. We still need to put in some more shipwrecks, and we are going to need 2. So more shipwrecks, definitely, because why not? But also, we are going to need to test the map, because no matter how much we've planned for things in the creation stage, in this map editing stage, Sometimes you go in and find that the best laid plans, like what you've done, actually doesn't work. And you're just like, oh, I need to fix this, or this looks weird, or this is floating. So we're going to need to do that as well. Good. Right here. Looks like a Christmas tree. Little Christmas tree. I want you to be definitely in the ground. Okay, cool. So we got a lot of greenery going on here. Let's go like that. T and a little rotate. Ah, wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Suddenly lots more greenery going on. But wait, there's more. Yes, there's more. We can put them on the top. Oh. Yeah, why will we not put them on the top? This is always the plan. It was always the plan. This is the way. I have spoken. I can't click on that anymore. I can't click on it anymore. Which is why... very important to make sure that when you're pulling it out over a bunch of objects, that kind of looks right when you let go the first time. Because if it's not, and it clicks on something else, like that, alright, well, you live there now. You live there now! Yeah, these are going to be a little bit more tricky. They keep sort of going off on doing their own thing. Big pine sapling. Yep. We'll rotate. Oh yeah. No, it's looking great. It's looking, and obviously keeping the paths clear. You don't want stuff on the paths. Wow, wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. So we got a bunch of palms. We can go to the ficus trees. Let's see where we've gone in terms of ficuses. Yeah, pop a little ficus down. What happens if you put a ficus here? Don't worry about it. If you don't want it, you can chop it away. Oh. So yeah, it's not a structural plant. You can just get rid of it if you should so wish. I think this one's 4 sticks. Oh, okay, neat. Yeah. So you can straight up deforest an area if you want. Let's put that over here. Good, excellent, cool. I'm going to do the same thing in here. So all of the times when we weren't using these because we didn't want the player to absolutely demolish our hard work, now we're putting these in so the players can demolish our hard work. It's just a thing. It's just a little thing. Okay, we can probably put... That's ficus tree. So ficus tree 1 and 2 are the ones that they can demolish. They can't demolish even. The opposite of demolish. What is that? Create. Yes. Ah, wonderful. I wonder if people will actually know that these smaller trees can be knocked down. Don't know. Don't know. Don't know. But it's not so important because we know what the island looks like when it's completely bare and it's still green and lovely. Oh, it's lovely it is. Yes, it is. Let's put one over here. I want the green toggle. Move the camera. R. Spin that around. Oh, it's looking pretty good. Yeah. Yep. I'll spin. Okay. Oh, camera, please. Calm yourself. Control yourself. We can, quite funnily, put one in here. What happens if the player, hits this tree now? Oh, what'll happen is, because that's in another object, it'll probably shoot off up into space. Or at least bits of it will. And it's kind of funny. Really? You have an odd sense of what is and isn't funny. I do. Let you into a little secret. I do. Okay, that's cool. That is cool. So yeah, these are a bunch of resources. Don't know what to say, really. Spin that around. And then I think we can add some more trees in here. even though deciduous trees and pine trees probably wouldn't go together that well because of the pine needles. Pine needles are very acidic, which is why you find pine forests having one type of tree. I think beech trees sometimes you'll find in pine forests, which is, yeah, just a thing. Sycamores, maybe? I'm not entirely sure. Sycamores just grow everywhere. That's just a thing sycamores do. It's like, there's sycamore. What is it doing? Well, it's just growing. Really? Yep. Grows like a weed. So does silver birch. Silver birch just grows everywhere. It's insane how much you can just find silver birch everywhere. Used as fuel? Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. Okay. So what are we looking like now? Suddenly the island has got a lot more stuff on it. Yeah, absolutely. Cool. Cool. Let's do this. And over here. Yep. Good. Oh, wonderful. A little spin. So we've got the ficus tree 2. Yep. T, drop that down. Wunderbar. Right. I want one here. I do. Like I said, if it looks weird, get rid of it. Otherwise, just don't. Cool. We could probably put some up here as well. Really? Yeah, why not? And, oh, did that rock move? Shouldn't have moved. Okay. Yeah, we could put a few up here. Just as structural elements. We can use a smaller ficus tree. Sort of here. If we put it here, that'd be quite funny. Again, with the funny, yeah, I think it would probably rocket off into space if you tried to chop it down, but it's just something to keep in your mind. Right, so for the time being, I think that's probably okay. Might put another one over here. I just want to put them everywhere, you know? It's like Christmas lights. You just want to put them everywhere. Put it in the ground, give it a spin. Move it over a little bit. Okay, cool. All right. So we have the ficus, we have the lava, we have the PP, we have some driftwood. What we could do, terrain objects just back in the cave. A nana plant. Yep. I don't want to add too much stuff in here. Only because I'm kind of worried about like item limits and also just how much stuff the player's computer has to render. Because too much stuff and like this whole area might just render very poorly on someone's computer. So we've got some plants in here, but not too many plants because it is out of the sunlight, which is fine. Okay, terrain objects. We could probably go back to items where we started. Right, sticks. Which was wood stick. Okay, cool. Now we can go and put them in places where they make sense. Which is going to be... So we can put them above the ground because they'll fall down once a player enters the area. Really? Yep. Yeah, once a player comes into an area, they will just literally fall down from wherever you put them because they're a physics object. Oh. Okay. Yeah, that's a thing. And just put them under the trees. Just like put them in, give them a little rotate, and then they just live under the trees. Oh, really? Yeah, because what happens is typically in a forest, the wind blows and any branches that are less than healthy will snap off and end up on the forest floor, and that's how you get a bunch of dry tinder, sticks and stuff, you know? So I just put them around for the players to find. Or not. I mean, let's be honest, players are not that observant. That's why we're not putting stuff up in the sky, because players never look up. Players never look up? No, they never look up. It's crazy how many players never look up. Oh, okay. Let's put some around here. That'll do. That'll do. And so we've got some over there. Got some over here. Yep. Still right. Oh, we got the wrong object selected. That will happen from time to time. Let's bring it up. Give it a little rotate. That's cool. And then I think, what else do we need? Bring you out. T. Rotate. Neat. So we don't need too... I mean, the island's massive, so I say we don't need too many, but gosh, we do need quite a lot. That's just a thing. So we're doing a pass with the sticks. Come over here. Okay. Oh yeah, we haven't put the Kura in. Ah, yes. So I'm just putting like resource clusters, I guess, in these areas. So stuff for players just to find and pick up as they're running past. Put one on the pathway, so it's super obvious. Haven't really done much over here. That's fine. You can have some resources. A little rotate. Yeah, so stones, stone spike, or anything in this boulder falls when the player gets near the island to its final position, which is on the floor. T, let's do a rotate. Gosh, I'm just looking at the time. X, we're sort of really going for it as much as we can. But let's do this. So a little rotate, stick up, and then just do a little rotate, which is why I'm not changing the angle on them. There's no real point. Stick T up and do a little rotate. Cool. Wood sticks, fine. So detritus is on the beach. Tarp, that is not something that should be there. Cloth should be there, which is under C. There we go, a little bit of cloth. Now where do we put the cloth? Well, we can have it on the beach, that's fine. But we can also put it in logical places, like here will be a logical place for cloth. So if I bring that up, and if I just cant it over slightly, so when it falls in such a way that it lays flat, because sometimes they don't. Same thing here, a little bit of cloth. Now the trouble is just putting cloth up here. Players might not see it, so we'll put it on the beach where it's kind of more obvious. Up, rotate, just lay it down a little bit. Same thing here. Places where stuff can actually just drift in. Up, over and down. And I kind of... Okay. I'm just looking for places where we can just tuck stuff in, really. Here? Yep. Up. Over. Okay, cool. And maybe here. Okay, not too much cloth, because you can just make it. It's not a necessary resource. Right, what else? Well, we got the rations. If we wanted to be nice, we could put rations in places where people can find them. Like in here, but have it floating in the air, and maybe a lantern as well. Again, floating in the air, just in the middle. That'll drop down once the player has entered that area. Also, if you want a reward for coming up here, same thing. But a little bit higher. Okay, cool. That should be fine. Terrain objects, so we got nothing selected. That'll glow at night. And if we do one over here as well. Now I'm just finding a nice place for it, so if it doesn't like fall off, essentially. But if we do this, what should happen is it'll just drop down. Yeah, it'll just drop down. And if we encourage players to come up here looking for a lantern, then they might go over there looking for a lantern. Jerry can. Oh, I know where I'm going to put these. Jerry can. Yep. Let's put one here. And one here. Move that out a little bit so those can live there. Hit F to focus, didn't mean to. Don't need too many because these exist in containers, so that's fine. What else? So we've put in... We don't need too many of these. Crude spears, no. Not creating a resource island. Clay? No, we can put clay in if you want. Boy balls, brick scrap, barrels. Barrels? I mean, if you want to tell a story, you could put barrels in. Well, you could do that here as well to go with the jerry cans. There you go. Some barrels. Air tanks, arrows. So no, not really. We don't need too much more of this stuff. Crude hammers, duct tape, not really. Unless you're wanting to tell a story. That's not really something that you would do. I think what we could do is put more barrels here. Just in this area. Cool. That's fine. I'm just looking at this stuff. So we don't need to give anyone a bow, fishing spear, yeah, hose, any of that stuff. Label maker, not really. Kindling, nope. Machete, no. No. Unless you're telling a story, these parts aren't needed. Rawhide, no. Knife, rock. Oh, we could put a few rocks in here. It doesn't make sense that they're here though, but just a couple. Stone tool. The tarp actually got taken out, which is why we're not putting it in there. Tires. No, that's an interesting one. What we can do is put tires over here. Underneath the aeroplane. As if the tires have been stacked up underneath the aeroplane itself. And I think that's basically it for the items. Good. There is one thing we haven't put in the world. What's that? Clay. Oh. Now clay is a special one. Clay normally spawns offshore. Bloop. So what we'll do is we'll put it offshore in places where you're not likely to take a raft. Or if you are, then you can chop it away. Chop it away, chop it away, chop it away now. Right, really? Yep. That's what you're going to have to do if you want to get the clay clear. Put some here as well, because this will have coral and stuff around it, so we're not too concerned about like popping it in places where like we're not super concerned about hiding it that well. I put it here next to the little diving rock. It's kind of neat. And we can put some sort of offshore here because players aren't likely to bump into that. So just a few. I think there's what, usually 2, 3. How many nodes are there on an island? Not a huge number, but enough. So I'll put some there. Okay, fine. Then we got rock, which is the opposite of clay. It's a rock node, and you use your pick to chop it up. Really? Yep. Which is why I'm going to put some in here. Just drag that into the ground. Yeah, you use a pick and you chop it to pieces. And I want it to be over here. Really? Yep. There you go. Just hit F accidentally, but that's fine. Yeah, the forest is like the most logical place for rock nodes to be. So we can do that. Okay. Oh, cool. Yeah, keep it consistent. So if we put all the rock nodes in the forest, the clay nodes are out in the water. Sticks are underneath trees. It just means that when players are searching for certain items, they'll be like, well, I'm not going to look on the beach for sticks because they're not going to be there. They're going to be under trees. And they're not going to know that that's something we've taught them, but that is something we've taught them. Oh, all right. Cool. And we could put a node in here as well, I guess. Yeah. Here would be quite nice. Snuggle that in. Down. Okay, there you go. Ah, it feels like we haven't actually done anything, but we've done so much. Rocks are one of those things that is a resource that is going to deplete very quickly. So I think we can pop them in a few more in. Let's put one there. And one here. Okay, cool. All right, that's fine. It's fine. Anything else? No, I think we've done all of that, and it's just the Kura left in terms of plants that we need to put in with the Kura tree. Okay, cool. Kura tree is a huge tree. Yes, it is. And I'm going to put it in. Same thing, near the ficuses. Oh, really? Yep. Near the ficuses. So I put one there. And again, it's not too much of a hardship if we give players too much fruit, because if they want more, they have to farm it once this lot, well, before this lot's done, in fact. Let's do a little spin. Okay. Neat. We could do one on the over here. Say on the beach. Yep. I'll put one here. I'll T, transform, rotate so it's more vertical. Okay, that's fine. I want to put one over here as well. I know we have that little pathway there. I don't want it to look like a garden center, but you know what? That's fine. Cool. And we'll do one over here in this area. It's looking pretty sweet over here, actually. I'm liking it. Let's do that. I'll spin. T, transform, drop it into the dirt. Yes, cool. Cool. Another one over here. Because they can't chop down the pines, the big pines. They can't be chopped down. Get the camera out of the tree. It has no constant velocity and it doesn't know what it's doing. What are you doing? I don't know. But we'll do that. I'll spin. I think we're kind of closing in on what basically everything we can have here. Okay. And then do we want one over here? I think we might. We've got PP. Yes. So something over here would be quite nice. Let's break with mold slightly, just to give this island something to have on it. That's better. And then over the top, boom, straight into the edge of the map. The trouble is you can hold shift to speed up, but then sometimes you just throw the camera into the void, and that's hilariously bad. Okay, cool. Objects, Kura. Let's do that here. Again, has a resource. Okay, cool. So we've got Kura trees. We have Koala trees. We have the young palms. We have the young pines. We have the ficus saplings. We have the physics objects that we need, the rocks and the sticks. We have the driftwood. We have the medicinal plants, the PP and the aloe. I think we have just about everything. Yeah, I don't think there's anything we're missing. I think we need to test the map. I think that's what we need to do, because we have so much on the island right now. The tunnel is now looking much. I mean, it's only a little bit of difference, but it is definitely looking a lot different. Animals that we haven't added, well, we can do that at some point after we've tested it. We probably do want to put a... Yeah, I mean, we could just put a great white shark in the tunnel, just as a little hilarious japes. You know, you're bringing your raft in and, oh, your legs are gone. Nah, it's okay. I'll get rid of the shark. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there for the time being. So we still got a bit more to do on the island. We still got to put animals on there. We got to test the island though, because I got to see what its thing looks like. Now we've got so much stuff on it, and even if it plays well, because it might just stutter and jerk around all over the place. We've got to swim around and make sure everything looks fine. And then just add the crabs and other creatures onto the island. I think that's probably about it. So yeah, not too far before we're complete with this one. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there for the time being. This one was a little bit longer, but, you know, resources, we need them. The island desperately needs them. If you got to this point and you like the video, definitely leave a little like. That helps the video and it helps the channel immensely. If you haven't done it already, consider subscribing because, again, that really helps out. And I'll tell you what, I'll catch you next time.